Hey, so before the start of the video, I do want to mention I originally recorded and planned for this video to come out before the start of the year, but eventually I just kind of changed my mind about that. So, if I say anything weird like, oh man, can't wait for next year or anything like that, just want to tell you that. And plus, this video and the next chapter review, chapter 1102, are both coming out at the same time. Or, well, knowing my freaking internet speed, it'll probably be a couple minutes or hours later. But yeah, both of those videos I do plan to release on the same day. So stay anticipated for that. But yeah, now get back to the video, or the start of the video. Hey everyone, it's Coolkid here, and I know I'm a little late with this, but still, back for another One Piece chapter review. Chapter 1101. And well, I guess the first thing I should talk about is why I haven't been doing One Piece chapter reviews for a while, and unfortunately, I can't really give you a good answer than I just forgot to, or I just didn't, which really sucks because the last couple of chapters, especially the Kuma flashback stuff, I just been so excited and I would have loved to talk about it, but yeah, at least I'm going to talk about, Kuma flashback stuff in this chapter review, but honestly, from how the chapter's looking, this might be the last chapter for the Kuma flashback. But I mean, hey, you never know. Maybe they'll end it off next chapter, since I think next chapter will be the last chapter of the year. So maybe they want to end off the year with the Kuma flashback or something. I don't know. You just never know with Oda. But hey, either way. And also, maybe, I'm just thinking about this, but I don't know. Maybe sometime next year I'll do a full-on discussion video about the Kuma flashback, so I can get to talk about all the stuff that I missed from the chapter reviews. I didn't, but don't worry about that. At least I'm getting to, talking about this chapter, because I did enjoy this chapter, but at least I'm going to be talking about that. So, let's see. Next thing I should be talking about, oh yeah, there was the new One Piece news, which includes a brand new One Piece anime by Studio Wit, which, if you can't tell, I'm like pretty excited. I mean, how could you not? Studio Wit, they made like the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan, and they're currently working on Spy X Family. I mean, 1, those are pretty good shows, and 2, I think they're very well animated, and just so excited for, a One Piece anime being done by them, as the anime is called, The One Piece. And from my understanding, it's supposed to be something like a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood or Hunter x Hunter 2011 sort of deal, where we're going through the story of One Piece again, but this time with no filler. And just in case if you're wondering, yes, the Toei anime will still be going on, even when this new anime comes out. So, it's just kind of weird to think about 2 different One Piece anime are, just coming out at the same time and everything. Just a little weird to think about whenever the One Piece anime comes out. Maybe that's why they put the in it, so people don't get confused when they're talking about, oh yeah, the One Piece anime and One Piece anime. Just something to think about. But yeah, this anime will also be, on Netflix, which, it's kind of crazy to think about all the, stuff that's being added to Netflix that's One Piece themed, because, recently we got the live action One Piece, the, Toei anime is slowly getting released onto Netflix. We're getting this brand new anime, and also next year, not next year, I mean technically next year, but yeah, next month they're doing the, I believe, Monsters adaptation of, Oda's one-shot Monsters, which is really cool, honestly. So I don't know, I do find it very interesting Netflix is going all out onto One Piece. Either that, or I guess it's Shueisha's move of being like, okay, look, One Piece is probably going to end in the next couple of years. So, we need to make sure our biggest moneymaker still keeps going on in some way. And having a brand new anime and a live action series that will, still keep coming out, that's sure a way to make a lot of money. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just generally excited to whenever this anime comes out. I don't think the trailer gave a release date or anything, so I don't know. Maybe 2025 or maybe 2026. I honestly have no clue. But, yeah, excited for that. Also, the Monsters, thing that's coming out next month, I believe. Yeah, the Monsters anime adaptation of the one-shot. I'm fairly interested to see how it goes. I still think it's going to be just based on the manga, and I don't think they're going to add, like, a bunch of One Piece stuff into it to tie it directly more, because I do know the Ryuma from the one-shot is different from the Ryuma from One Piece. They are similar, but there are differences. So, you just never know with that kind of stuff. But yeah, generally excited to see all that stuff. Anything else I need to talk about before getting to chapter review? Oh yeah, I recently went to a convention. Yeah. But yeah, I recently went to a convention, Anime Frontier. I don't know. I was thinking about making like a pickup video or just a video showing off all the cool stuff that I got, including this Thunder Boy or Keyblade or whatever, if anyone cares. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll just see about that. But yeah, I guess that's really it. I think it's finally time for me to start talking about the chapter itself. But of course, as always, we must get started with the cover page. And the cover page right here is all the Vegapunk satellites, including the actual Vegapunk himself. Full color page spread. And, it's a pretty cool looking cover page. I mean, I'm not going to... not to say it looks bad or anything, but, there's not a lot for me, interestingly, to discuss other than, wow, Oda's art is good. Well, actually, there's one thing. Some of the colors of the characters for some of the satellites are kind of different from what I expected. It's not bad or anything, but it's definitely not what I would have expected. Definitely an interesting choice. I mean, it's not bad, but, still looks good either way. But, that's all I really say about the cover page. Let me take off these headphones right here, and let's talk about the actual chapter itself, which starts 3 years ago on Mount Corvo at the Goa Kingdom in the East Blue, where we got Kuma basically watching Luffy training and everything. And 3 years ago, if you guys remember, that's 1 year before the start of the story. So yeah, Luffy would be training right now, and he's doing a gum axe. And then Kuma has a flashback. Yes, he has a flashback within the flashback. Crazy, I know, but yeah, he's talking to a dragon. He's like, you seem familiar with this particular nation. I couldn't help that you've been noticing to travel to a little village at the edge of this country and watching a particular lad. And Dragon's like, if you keep going on, you might as well just kill me. And he's like, what do you mean? Children are a vulnerability for any parent. And then Kuma almost immediately notices. He's like, oh, sorry, I'll forget everything that I saw. And, this moment right here is pretty cool. For one, does show that Dragon does care about Luffy in some way. And two, the whole line, children are a vulnerability for any parent. I mean, literally, Kuma gives up his free will, his humanity for his own daughter. So it kind of, one proves that point and shows that, while Dragon does care about Luffy, the fact that, he's the leader of the Revolutionary Army, and, if, let's just say, Luffy got hurt or captured or if he was used as a bargaining chip, Dragon would do almost anything in his power to, save him or rescue him or anything. I mean, obviously now in the story, but not now in the flashback, but present time in the story. You know what I mean. Present time in the story, obviously Dragon doesn't need to worry about Luffy anymore, but it just is very interesting that this one phrase could kind of explain why Kuma does what he does for this flashback. Interestingly. But continuing on with the chapter, we just got, Kuma still watching Luffy, and he's like, man, that's going to be a special attack. I'm going to use it when I go up a really tough enemy. And once I'm a pirate, I'll be finding crewmates, see? And there will be a time where I get to beat up or capture. But when that happens, I won't hold back. I'll give them my gum axe, no matter what. See? And, okay, I do have to stop here because I don't know if it's just me, but, like, Luffy's proportion just looks kind of weird and everything. It just looks weird to me. And I know this is supposed to take place 1 year before the pre-time skip, but I don't know. It just looks weird. I mean, I don't know if Oda's got his proportions wrong or not, but whatever. But I continue on with the chapter. We got the alligator, and I think that's like a tiger, all scared of Luffy. He's like, don't worry, I won't beat up weakling. I won't eat weaklings. And then Kuma gets a call from his Den Mushi, and then almost immediately just pops away, and Luffy's like, huh? Who was there? That was weird. I was feeling like something right there was giving me the shivers. Could there still be a big boss lurking somewhere in this mountain? I'll go find it and eat it. So we still have the hints to Luffy having Haki. Well, I mean, it's not really hints anymore since we already know about that. But whatever. Continuing on Kuma's Den Mushi, we got, I don't know, like a marine or something being like, pirates have pillaged the merchant ship and now on the run. Sink the pirate ship at once. But Kuma, what are you doing? Come on, respawn. And meanwhile, Kuma on his ship, which I do love his Jolly Roger, his daughter's drawing. God, I still can't believe I never reviewed that chapter, but moving on, they save everyone that's left on the merchant ship, and Kuma's like, I'll go ahead, you catch up. And Kuma, when he almost immediately catches up to the pirate ship, and he's like, give yourself up. And the pirates are like, oh my god, it's Mufaro and Kuma, I'm sorry, we'll return everything, just please don't kill us. I mean, it's just kind of funny to think, Kuma is just this sweet guy, and people are just so afraid of him. But then we got Kuma writing a letter to Bonnie, like, dear Bonnie, this world is full of more beautiful and wonderful sights than any book or picture can describe. I wish I can only see them to react to you, Bonnie. And then we go to the Sorbet Kingdom, where Bonnie's just waiting for a letter from her father. She's like, is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? And then we got, I forgot his name, but he's like, look, he's probably busy with work, and sometimes, news crews make a mistake, and she's like, come on, Daddy said you would write me a lot of letters. And yeah, letters take a long time, so you're supposed to be patient. And the Queen Dowager's like, oh, they'll get here eventually, dear. And then the news crew drops off the news, and unfortunately, there was no letters in there. Bonnie is such disappointing. He's like, I'm sorry, Bonnie, it's just paper. But unknowns to Bonnie, we got Alpha, who totally isn't Caulifla, just ripping apart and burning that damn letter. And unfortunately, Bonnie will never find out. Well, I guess she did find out about all this stuff since she's seeing, Kuma's memories. So I guess she would find out what's in that letter, whatever. But unfortunately, Alpha's like, oh, isn't he supposed to run out things to write? Dear Donnie, what a sap. And continuing on with, Kuma's letter, he's like, lastly, Bonnie's, I said this so many times, but I send you all the love in the world, and I'll write again, and again, and again. And then we got, his name is Gil, huh? I can't believe I forgot about that since it was later in the chapter. Whatever. But, Bonnie goes in her big up buff muscle form. It's like, let's fight Gil. And then, he's like, come on, again? What about Jenga? Fight me! And then, they start to fight when Alpha walks in. It's like, time for your medicine. And then, Bonnie changes back to her normal self. And she's like, huh, strange. I could have sworn I seen she was like gigantic or something. Whatever. But, she feeds the medicine to Bonnie, and she's like, I hate it, don't worry, that's what it's working. And internally she's like, if she only knew, it's just a bunch of bitter medicine. So it's really nothing and everything. And Gio is like whispering to Queen Dowager, and she's like, hey, old lady Connie, why is it bad they find out about Bonnie's power? And she's like, just in case, a wise hawk always hides its talents. And then after that, we go to Navy Science Division Laboratory 8, where they're like, it's amazing, Doctor, it's already done. After this, and Vegapunk's like, after this, I'll use the island clouds to make the lab and flowing brain again. In truth, actually, half of what you see is a hologram. Actually, I had my plan for Punk Hazard 2 to be truth. Unfortunately, I doubt Caesar would let that happen. Ha ha ha. But, we got Sootsie being like, well, have you gotten all fresh cut up and everything? Pointing to his, now apple-headed self. Vegapunk's like, it's so light, I could just lift it away. And, Sootsie continues like, are you really going to lose your free will, Kuma? And she continues like, I wonder which is worse off. A clone without a will of her own, or a real human with none? And Vegapunk's like, stop that, Stutzy, you're a real human being. And Kuma's like, does that mean I'll really lose my free will, Vegapunk? And Vegapunk's like, however you might be following your orders right now from above, let's just say, would you continue if they told you to kill a child? Ellipses. Losing free will in this research project means losing all your memories, your human emotions that you've gained to this point. But I'll make certain that until, at the bare minimum, your conscious of thought is right up to the end. That should give you about another year, I suppose. And Kuma just continues writing a letter, like, and he's like, another letter? I'll keep sending them as long as I can. I love Bonnie, and I have another year to write an entire life worth of emotions to her. So it's just like, aw, that's so sweet. Bonnie will be 9 soon. I bet she'll be so big. Not that short a time. And the letter goes, I don't know when this might reach you, but happy 9th birthday, Bonnie. I'm writing you from Vegapunk's lab. And then we got over at the Sorbet Kingdom where everyone's celebrating Bonnie's birthday and everything. And they give her a big giant pizza. And she loves it. And then after all this celebration, everyone's tired and tucker out. Bonnie checks. And no letters from her father. And she's like, don't you know that I'm like 9, Daddy? You said you would write me letters. sad, unfortunately. And the narrator goes, half a year has passed without a single letter reaching her, always being torn and ripped by Alpha, who totally isn't Caulifla. After that, we go to the Revolutionary Army HQ, where we got a call between Dragon and Sabo, and Dragon's like, Kuma saved you again? Yes, after he helped the army out in a pinch, and then he just disappeared without saying a word. Well, if that's what Kuma wants, don't go after him. I'm sure he has his reasons, ones that he can't tell us about. So, very interesting that, until the very end, he still helps out the Revolutionary Army. Probably just enough where, people don't point, wait, why is Kuma helping the Revolutionary Army? Very, very, very interesting. After that, we continue on where we go back to the Sorbet Kingdom. Bonnie's like, look, I'm completely all better. The stones have completely disappeared. So I want to go outside now. And Alpha's like, you can't, Bonnie. We're under instructions to take care of you until your 10th birthday. And she's like, liar. Vegapunk said I would be better in a year. It's been a year now. And she's like, you still can't. And then the Queen Dowager, sneakily brings everyone, away from Alpha. And she's like, look, Alpha and her secret ilk are a part of the government. Shh, look. They've been drinking around town, and someone let it slip that your disease has been already cured, Bonnie. Really? But I don't know what else they've got writing on this, but it just makes no sense to keep you locked up for another half a year when you're, already healthy. And it doesn't make any sense why Kuma wouldn't even send you a single letter. Well, does it? She's like, yeah. I've already told the men about this. Go to the harbor, Bonnie. Go to sea and find your father. Can I really see him? Gyo and his crew aren't any ordinary fishermen. They're legendary ruffian fishermen who strike fears into any pirates and beasts alike. They'll help you reach Kuma. And then we go to a shot outside the church where we got the Queen Dowager, taking off, and Alpha's like, oh, take care, man. Oh, I'm just going to the palace. And then in reality, isn't the Queen Dowager. In fact, it is Bonnie finally for the first time going outside in her life since, actually, I forgot when she got this disease, but yeah, finally after so long going outside first time. I'm outside. There's dirt. There's grass. The sun, the sky, and then Bonnie finally makes it to the harbor where where Gyo and his men are like, come this way, Bonnie, Gyo, tots, potato, look, I'm finally outside. And meanwhile, Alpha's like, wait a minute, where's Bonnie? I just saw Queen Dowager just leave outside. What's going on? Oh, hey, it's me. Bonnie! Don't you dare lie to me. Very funny scene. And, meanwhile on the brand new ship Bonnie's at. Look, Bonnie! We decorated this ship to look like a pizza. Which, okay, I do want to step here. One, I'm pretty sure that's not the same ship we see, post-time skip or whatever. But, yeah, I don't know. To me, like, especially uncolored, it just never came across as looking like a pizza. And heck, I'm pretty sure it doesn't even have like the right colors pre-time skip. But I mean, once you give it the right colors, yeah, it kind of does look like a pizza, I guess. But uncolored, it's just always not looked like that to me. But, yeah, they don't got much to worry about. Oh, except for, Alpha's just running towards, chasing after them. And it's like, oh, you attempt to escape after authorized, non-lethal violence against you to subdue you and bring you justice. This makes it so much easier. And she's using Skywalk? I think that's what the six powers she's using. She uses skywalk to walk towards the ship as the ship is sailing. And at that time, Bonnie thinks back to something Kuma told her. It's like, hey, Daddy, what does Nika look like? Well, no one really knows. It said that his body had rubber-like proportions, and he fought however he fancied. And then Bonnie goes, distorted future, Nika-like future, where she freaking knocks down Alpha with, well, kind of essentially a gear third, which I'll get to that in a minute, and knocks her out, clean out. Alpha's down for the count. And there it goes with the escape of Bonnie, the hostage. It was relayed to the government at once, and eventually that fisherman boat in search of her father transformed into a pirate ship in the New World, much like Luffy's. Thus ends the chapter, and oh my god, ready for some chapter discussions. Okay, what's the first thing I should talk about? Obviously, it's, I guess, Bonnie powers, especially with the distorted future, Nika-like future, okay? Because, especially after this came out, I was trying to figure out, okay, what was exactly, Bonnie's, I guess, what's the capabilities of her ability? Because obviously before that, we're able to see, even distorted futures of, her, maybe she becomes a super strong person, or, a really tiny old lady, or even, earlier in the Egghead Island arc, she made Luffy and, I forgot who was the other character, into, a bad timeline. So, there's that to think about. And I've seen these people throw out the idea, but what if she, used her Devil Fruit to go into a timeline where if she had the Nika fruit, or the Gum fruit, and God, I can't believe I'm entertaining the idea of this, but that is a real possibility. I know we're supposed to be in the story, and we're supposed to have people have OP Devil Fruits, but I don't know how I feel about just Bonnie having, the ability to almost essentially have any Devil Fruit that she, wishes or whatever. I don't know how I feel about that. I did also see somewhere that someone bring out the idea of, what if she's not necessarily getting the, Gum fruits, but what if she, becomes Nika in a timeline where she becomes Nika herself and whatever. And, I like that theory a lot more and whatever. I mean, God, I don't know. Maybe she controls she goes into a timeline where, I don't know, maybe she's, actually, I'm thinking about it now, what if it's not necessarily like it's not gear third, but it's, supposed to be like it, where if she's going to a future where she's like a giantess or whatever, but it's, only to certain parts of her body. What if she can control, maybe something like that? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. That's at least my theories on, specifically how her Devil Fruits, as of right now, obviously. We'll have to see about that in the future and everything, but, things are getting very, very interesting with, Nika-like future, and, let me get the freaking out. I got this at the convention, but, obviously I saw people drawing Bonnie with, Gear 5 form, but I don't know how I feel about if that actually does happen. But we'll have to see about that. Next thing I should probably talk about is Alpha. I know in the video I've been making the joke that, oh my god, she's totally not Caulifla. But I'm pretty sure, timeline-wise, that makes no sense because, okay. At the beginning of the chapter, it's, 3 years or 1 year before the time skip. And let's just say Bonnie's birthday was at the 1 year period, okay? at the start of this 1 year before time period. Okay, so and then even by then, I'm pretty sure Califla was still underworking. God, what was his name? Iceberg. She was secretly underworking Iceberg while undercover and everything. So that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, maybe it could be your sister. I don't know. Who knows? I know people are throwing out clones, but I don't know if Oda's just going to be like, oh yeah, this character, Alpha, she was totally a clone. I think it's more just, maybe her sister? I mean, we do know her father used to work in CP9, I believe. Yeah, her father used to work in CP9, and, if she followed the family job, who could say she had a sister or something? I don't know. People make a big deal about, her maybe being a clone, but have no clue. Let's see. What else should I talk about? Since I'm talking about the timeline, when did Bonnie leave? I'm just presuming that, let's just say 1 year before it's Bonnie's 9th birthday, and then half a year later happens. So I would say about, let's give it like 3 to 6 months before, Luffy leaves on his pirate journey. We got Bonnie leaving on his pirate journey. Honestly, yeah, I would say generally like probably almost everyone else before Luffy went on there. All the supernovas at least went on the pirate journey before Luffy. Honestly, I'm kind of fine about that. And I mean, also people, it's kind of weird to think because, by that logic, Bonnie, is 9, and then that would be 2 years later with the 2-year time skip. She is roughly 11 years old in the current story, like her actual age, which I know for some people might be kind of weird to think about, especially if, because I've been hearing people saying, especially recently, Bonnie is a Straw Hat material. And, I don't know, to me, that kind of is the repeat of, Law joining the Straw Hats. I don't know. I feel like maybe Bonnie could join up with the Straw Hats. I mean, look, I'm not entirely opposed against it, but I just feel like Oda wouldn't do something like that. Like one of the supernovas joining the Straw Hats. I don't know. I do think probably we might get another Straw Hat. Look, we might get another Straw Hat, but Jinbei might just be the last Straw Hat. I'm actually not against that, but I'm also not really against because I'm pretty sure I've said this before, where if Oda wants 5 more members to join the Straw Hats, I'm perfectly fine with that as long as Oda does it very good and everything. I have faith in Oda, but I don't think there's too many crew members. I just think whatever Oda deems the right amounts, I have faith in that. But I don't know. I still doubt Bonnie joining the Straw Hats and everything. But let me think. Anything specifically I want to talk about? I mean, honestly, next chapter predictions. Honestly, we might get back to the present, which, oh my god, where were we last in the present? Or we might continue the flashback with, I don't know, maybe Bonnie will be... We might continue this flashback with, I guess, the early journey of Bonnie's pirate adventure. Maybe. I don't know how. I doubt that. I think this really might be the end of the Kuma flashback and everything. So we might get out of there, or we might continue it. That's as best as I can. And anything else I gotta really discuss? I mean, God, this is totally classic Oda flashback. So very sad. She never saw the letters. Well, until now, presently, with all the memories of Kuma and everything. But I don't know. It just is very much sad and everything. And God, You gotta love Kuma. You gotta love Kuma. You gotta love pizza. You gotta love Pizza Pirate Ship. I don't know, but yeah, this was quite a really good chapter. It might have been typical stuff you got out of Oda flashback. No matter how sad, it's very much sad to think about. Bonnie and her life and everything, but. If this was the end of the Kuma flashback, I will going to say this is a pretty good flashback. This is way better of a flashback than I know probably some people in the One Piece manga community are being like, oh my god, this is a better flashback than Kaido's flashback. Man, I know people are probably going to go on about that, but yeah, just it is freaking crazy to think about that. But yeah, I guess that's really it for the chapter review and everything. Honestly, pretty good. And just to say, I actually did do this is like my second attempt recording this, because I don't know, the first time, especially towards the end, I was just struggling to talk and whatever, and I didn't really like the recording. But I feel like this time I was at least way more confident in used to my usual style of One Piece chapter reviewing and everything. And, I don't know if I'm going to do the chapter, for the next chapter before the end of the year, because I am going on a little vacation, and, I like to, record in my usual style, and if I'm able to record the video before I leave for my, essentially little week-long vacation, I'll try to do it, but in case if I don't, I don't. But, want to put that out. I think I do have a couple videos in the pipeline I want to do before Christmas. And, obviously, there's my big, New Year's video, the final video of the year that I do every single time every year. And that's an unscripted mess that you'll just have to see whenever that comes out. But yeah, if you're ever curious about my videos that are going to be coming out soon or whatever, maybe you should subscribe if you want to see more or whatever. Or you know what, I'll just do the typical YouTuber, like, comment, subscribe. It all depends on you, of course. I mean, I'm not forcing it down your throat, but I'm sure any good YouTubers like, I'm not forcing you, but I am highly nudging you towards the direction. I mean, it all depends. If you really want to comment, you can comment. If you really want to subscribe, you really want to subscribe. If you really like this video, and I don't know, hit the bell for the notification. Do I have a bell somewhere? I don't know. Hit the bell for a notification. Yeah. So, anything else? Yeah, I guess that's really it and everything. And, well, I guess I gotta say, I guess I'll see you next time when we'll see if we're truly out of the flashback of Kuma. Is his tragic flashback truly over? Well, just have to see that next time. Yeah. Oh, wait, yeah, since the microphone is over here, will it reach off screen? Come on. That's as good as I can get it. So, yeah, very much excited for the end of the year. Yay, guys. Still sucks I miss all that Kuma stuff. Anything in particular I want to talk about? Oh, yeah, I saw the new Studio Ghibli movie. It was pretty good. I actually do recommend it. The only problem is, I'll just say this. If you're not that into Studio Ghibli movies or a normal movie-going audience, you probably wouldn't like it. But to be fair, if I were to recommend this to people, they wouldn't be the general movie audience, and I don't know a lot of those people. Sorry, unfortunately. I know a lot of nerds, unfortunately. But yeah, pretty good movie. I definitely recommend checking it out. Yeah. Also, dude, I like some of the voices, I was surprised, like, oh my god, I didn't even recognize their voice. Like Willem Dafoe, I literally afterwards I had to look up who the heck he was because I was trying to figure out like after I watched the movie like who was he? Man, oh my god, really? Surprised, yeah. Also gotta watch the new Godzilla movie. We'll see that eventually. I don't know. Also hear good things about Wonka. I mean, maybe that movie's good. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Like, I feel like that's a movie I'll actually quite like a lot or quite hate it. I don't know, but yeah, I guess this is the end of my video. Yay! Gotta find a better way of recording this stuff or whatever. But yeah, see you guys later. Bye. Still miss the old way of just going over there and pressing that button there instead of going back here. But what can you do? What can you do? Right? Shopper hat.